Hi everyone. I have a few perfume reviews to do for you tonight. I'm awfully neglectful of my channel when I'm at work during the week, so I do like to post as many things as I can during the weekend when I'm able to actually think about the reviews and what I'm going to say and all that good stuff. So before the weekend totally gets away from me, let me do first a review. As you'll be able to tell from the title of the video, it's this fragrance right here, the third one. This is the Kilian Perfume as an Art collection. Retails for $28. You get 3 scents. Let's see, you have Intoxicated, Light My Fire, and Smoke for the Soul. I'm going to be starting off with Smoke for the Soul. It was my favorite by quite a bit, so I want to talk about that one first. And this is from the Addictive State of Mind series of fragrances. So, Smoke for the Soul was released last year in 2014 under the nose of Fabrice Pellegrin, who's also done a few fragrances for Diptyque, including Eau Duel and Veloute, and also did a Safanade for Parfum de Marly. So, in the notes, you're going to have eucalyptus, grapefruit, tobacco, mate, birch, cashmere wood, cannabis, and cardamom. So you can already sort of tell that the smoky, sort of dark, mysterious thing is going to be coming through. I'm really a big fan of that. If you're not, you certainly won't like this scent. So, Smoke for the Soul starts with a really pronounced grapefruit and eucalyptus. There's something green on top. I think it's probably eucalyptus. At least on my skin. And they last a long time. And usually grapefruit and eucalyptus, especially citrus notes, you think, they're gone in 30 minutes. These really stick around for a while. I don't know if it's a lot of fixative in the fragrance or whatever, or super, super high grade oil, but they last a while. And those scents are still there when sort of the light green smoke of tobacco starts to show up, maybe a minute or two into the wearing on my skin at least. And I have to emphasize how light and green the tobacco really is. It's not dank. It's not Tom Ford tobacco, Vinny tobacco. It's green. It's lush. It's wet. It's not dry and brown and dank at all. It's constantly buoyed up. The whole fragrance is buoyed up by this really bright, verdant, herbaceous cardamom smell, which is just beautiful. That prevents the fragrance, I think, from getting too dark and dreary, which it easily could have gone in that direction. As with most By Kilian scents, it's unisex, and the citrus at the top, along with the cardamom, really allow it to be really unisex. It really sort of brightens it up. As the fragrance dies down on my skin, I keep getting the smokiness with just the faintest hint of cannabis showing up in the bottom notes. Very, very faint. No one's going to think you've been having too fun of a weekend, I promise. And by the time it's died down that much, it's closer to the skin. The fleeting impression of someone walking by you is that you're kind of wearing this sort of bright, smoky Haitian vetiver. You could certainly do a lot worse than this. In fact, like I said, it's my favorite of the three of the Addictive State of Mind series. One of which, I think, the one I'll be reviewing next, possibly? No, I forget which one I'm reviewing next. But one of these doesn't even really have much of a smoky note. It says that the Addictive State of Mind series is supposed to be based around 3 fragrances composed around narcotic smokes. And I found that really only 2 of them could be said to be that way. But anyway, this is the one that is by far the most smoky, the most narcotic. The good news is that the scent is absolutely lovely. The bad news, at least maybe for By Kilian at least, is that this smells a lot like Encre Noir. It smells a lot like Encre Noir. I mean, which is roughly, I have to mention it, 1/15th the price per mil. The only real differences I detect are that Encre Noir doesn't have that bright citrusy eucalyptus grapefruit top that this does. Other than that, they're so close that you aren't going to really notice the difference unless you break down and admit that you're wearing one over the other. And I do have a bit of a rant as far as Kilian fragrances go. The longevity. Well, I'll say something else before I get to the rant. The longevity and the sillage are average. Even when compared to designer houses, it's 5 or 6 hours, after which it dies down, becomes a skin scent, and it's gone. And that's fine. I mean, if I'm going to pay $60, $70, $80 or something, I don't mind getting 5 hours. The scandal, really, with Kilian, and with some other houses, but I mean, Kilian is quite bad for this, is charging $250 to $275 for 50 mils and getting 5 hours, 4, 5, 6, somewhere in there, with poor to moderate sillage. And when you're asking that kind of money, I want something that performs better. Maybe not something that smells better, because it does smell amazing. It really does smell lovely, but performance, there's no excuse for that kind of performance. There's no excuse why in the 21st century, when you're obviously trying to, cater to, one of the most, upper end brackets of the perfume buying clientele in the world, that you can't make a perfume with more fixative in it. I don't really necessarily know the quality of the ingredients, but there's got to be a way you can add more fixative to make this stuff last longer. I don't know how perfumers can't figure that out. Maybe Josh Meyer can figure it out, because obviously over at Imaginary Authors, he has his shit together, and he knows how to do it, and he only charges like 1/4 the price that By Kilian does. So maybe he can go over and give Mr. Hennessy some advice. So anyway, I just had to gripe about the price versus the performance, because I think it's, like I said, I think it's scandalous. But anyway, as far as the smell goes, it's wonderful. Get your hands on a sample. Like I said, I think this 3-pack retails for $28. That's how much they think of themselves. And they have a couple reasons to think that highly of themselves, but they have a couple reasons to not do that too. So, Smoke for the Soul. I'm going to try it. It's one of the Addictive State of Mind series. I really liked it. It's good stuff. Take care. Bye, guys.